Thank you so much, by the way, for talking to me.
Of course.
I'm gonna go straight in with my first question. So your play is coming to Shepherd's Bush, well, the Bush
Mm,
Theatre on the weekend. Can you tell us about My Father Fable?
yes. Okay, so my father's fable centers around a girl named Peace who finds out a year after her father's death that he had a son in Nigeria with another woman. His name is Bolu, and he's coming to visit her in England. Her mother worries about this stranger coming, and her boyfriend encourages her to get to meet him. And from the moment Bolu gets here, he a lot of it just brings about a lot of mess. And yeah, it means that loads of people have to come to a reckoning with themselves. Yeah, it's filled with kind of drama and humor and honesty and truthfulness. And at the center are these four really strong, amazing characters, and played by these fantastic actors. And yeah, it's yeah, I think people will enjoy it. People who come to see it, I think they're going to be really surprised. A lot of twists and turns, but it's great. Am I allowed
Okay.
to say it's great when I maybe not?
Yes,
They
no,
can come
you
and
say it's
they
great.
can
No,
go. I love it. I spent time on it because I love it. So
it sounds really good. When I was doing all the research and reading up on it, I was like, this is my kind of play. I really am excited
yeah.
to watch it. I was going to ask you what inspired you to write My Father Fable and how did the story come to life?
Okay. So I'm a, I've always been, I'm a story first type of person. Stories change me personally. That's how I gain access to the world. It's how I tap into the world. It's how I understand it. And I started writing My Father's Fable in 2020, during the pandemic. Everything was happening with Black Lives Matter movement. And what I recognized most, there were loads of conversations that came from what happened after George Floyd. Um, and it was, we started looking at our education system. We started looking at our connection to home, and to our blackness and to our culture and everything like that. We started looking at the conversations we were having within our houses, and with our relatives, what our responsibilities were to our people. And I just remember that there was just a lot of sadness and sorrow, but at the same time, there was just loads of people who didn't understand. Um, a lot of apologies, a lot of black boxes, but people who didn't understand what they were apologizing for or why people were so upset. A lot of functional sympathy. And I just decided that I would write a play about a family, and kind of journey with them as they go on this self-discovery about identity. Because I just think, uh, you know, you say race and people automatically choose to switch off because it's too complicated and hard. You say family and everybody is either a mother or a daughter or a sister or a brother or a partner or a lover. We have all grieved, and we're dealing with a lot of grief in this play, and we can all tap into that. So I thought, right, well, nobody wants to lecture, and people won't engage with the conversation, but they may engage with a story, right? They might just follow it. And if at the end of the play they could feel something, that makes them that pushes them to go and have these conversations a bit after, then that would be nice. Or if they could just feel something and find healing watching this play, that would also be great. And so, yeah, I started off with these four different characters, and they have grown and grown and grown. And it's really nice because I finished the play and I put it down, and then the Bush commissioned it for this to start this season, and I got to pick it up and I got to really delve into it, and I got to workshop it, and I got to work with everybody on it and the actors and the team, and yeah, and it's just become something even bigger than I could have imagined, really. Yeah. Yeah. So it started then. It started in 2020, and I think what's really great about the way we've explored the play is I don't think it's a conversation that's stuck anywhere. I think it's it's a play that we will always be able to tap into and understand, and um to be able to say, like, one of these four characters at any point you will be like, I hear you, I see you,
Mm.
I am you, you know. That's really cool.
I can actually ask you off that what you'd like audiences to take away from watching your play.
It's so interesting. There are so many different messages in the play, but I don't know. We deal with also a lot of what it means to be I'm second generation. My parents were born in Nigeria. They came over here, and then I lived here my whole life. And the acceptance of what it means to be, to be British, but to be connected to another home, to find power in that, to find power in where you began and where you are and where you can go to is really it's really wonderful. And I just really hope that audiences can each and every person that comes in can just see that there is beauty in your story, your individual journey into this world, and how you live your life. And there's a line in the play that's like, you just get to be, like, and yeah, you just get to be, you just get to, like, know who you are, love who you are, be who you are. And yeah, if we could just start to see each other with generosity, and to see each other's identities and see the complexities of each and every person that journeys on this crazy old planet, that would be really great. Yeah.
Almost like the audience will go through a bit of self-reflecting, I guess,
Yeah,
by
yeah,
then,
I
which
think
is
so.
nice.
And you know what? Not even just self-reflecting. I think what I really wanted to do with my father's fable is just to stop looking at yourself and start looking at the people around you. And it's like our generosity of spirit to be able to be like, I don't just see me, I see you. I think we're so connected into our own stories that sometimes we forget that somebody else had a story before us, and we are joining each other at different points of each other's stories. And it takes a lot to empathize with another person, and to be like, at this point I may have been right, at this point I may have been wrong, but we're all journeying, and it's a complex world. And I accept that it's not. I accept that the world is not just about me. It's about about all of us. So yeah, self-reflecting. If that self-reflection could lead them to look at other people around them, that would also be really great.
I think you're so right. I think people, especially now more than ever, have become so self-indulged.
So insular, and
yeah,
partly because of I think a lot of disappointment in how things have gone. We see the cyclical nature of how we treat each other in the world, of how politics go, of how we how we label one another. We see it, and it's cyclical, and it makes us insular, because if we really look at it, if we really sit with it, then we're just all heartbroken people, so I understand why it's easier to not look at anybody and to just focus on yourself. And then so there's lots. And then partly just because of social media, because algorithms decide thoughts, and so nobody's really thinking. And what's really nice about theatre is that you come into a room, they shut the doors, the lights go down, and you have to feel, and you have to hear, and then you choose whether you want to, or you choose whether or not to respond. But I believe that stories linger, and if you really allow them to impress on you, that you carry them with you wherever you go, and you can at any point remember, and they can inform how you treat one another. I think theatre is so powerful. I really do. I think something really wonderful happens in those rooms. So yeah, I'm hopeful for that.
I totally agree with you on that one. It is so powerful. There are 4 characters in your play, or 4 actors in your play.
Yeah.
Which character in your play do you relate to most, and why?
Oh, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. In some ways as well, I'm going to start off by saying, I think in some ways I feel like they're all different parts of me. These characters are not based on me, but I did feel like I was having a really honest conversation with myself. So I kind of see that kind of all these, whether you're the lover or the mother or the center or the outsider who's coming in, I really do connect with all of them, which is how I was able to find their individual voices. But maybe some of them are more people that I know as well. So that's so interesting. I think they're all me at different stages. I genuinely do. None of them are me, but I think I can connect with them at different stages. At points, they make decisions that I never would make, and I think I probably started off as Peace, then became probably started off at Peace, then became more like Favor, then had an interaction with somebody that was like Roy, who made me some more like Bolu. Maybe so. Yeah, maybe it's that. It's a journey through all these characters. Yeah, I would say that.
And
Yeah.
this is going back to you and the character. So if you had to
Yeah.
give a piece of advice to one character that could
Yeah.
change the path of the play, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's so interesting. I would probably say to Peace, ask, well, what would I say? I would say to Peace, don't get in the box.
Don't get in the box. Okay. I'm going to remember this. So when I watch the
Yeah.
play, I'm going to be thinking of your advice. Don't get in the
Yeah.
box, please. Okay. Is there a specific moment in the play that you are most, or a theme, or anything that you're most proud of that you'd like to share with your audience?
There is a speech that Bolu gives that I'm probably most proud of in the play because and you know what? Like as I wrote it, I felt like I was fighting myself at the same time. But I really feel like that speech that he gives is a lot bigger than it's bigger than the story, it's bigger than me. So yeah, there's something that Bolly there's a speech that Bolly gives in Act Two that I'm probably most proud of. And there's another one. What is it? There was another moment as well that I thought of that really no, yeah, it's probably that, we'll go for that. There's lots of love aspects. There's the way the characters love each other that I'm really proud of as well, because I think love is amazing. And the way they all differ, I think they all at some point show a sort of unconditional love to one another that I think is really beautiful. So I'm really proud of that too. But I would say the speech that Bolly gives it in Act Two, yeah, it's pretty
Act
cool.
Two. Okay. So as you were saying before, you're in the rehearsal period at the moment. Have you been able to have any creative decisions with the play regarding rehearsals, casting, and if so, what's it been like?
Yeah, I was in during all the castings for everybody, and it was really beautiful. Strangely, what I found was that I remember sitting in all the auditions, and I don't know how big this is. It's my first play. It's my debut play, so I've never really got to sit in on a theatre casting process before. But I really wanted to journey with these actors. I wanted to hear these words in their mouths. I wanted them to speak them, and so it's like so wonderful when they connect with them and they say it, and you feel it in the room, and I think I really do think that this play heals a lot of us as we've been working on it. So yeah, that's been really satisfying. Loads of decisions actually. I'm as a writer, I tend to, you kind of say I haven't designed. We have the most incredible production team, from the set designer TK Head, who is incredible, and Dana, our sound technician, and Sim, our lighting technician, and Ayana, who's composed loads of music. But also, I wrote a song, and then Ayana has arranged it, so it's become so wonderful. Yeah, I think actually the song in the show, I had to go away. I had to write it an English version. I had to go to my mum. I had to be like, okay, let's translate all of this. I had to create a tune for it. I had to think about how that would connect in. And then when you have all these things and you give them to the right people, and they enable them to soar, it's really wonderful. It's really, really wonderful.
Nice at this house. You said you have to translate the song. What is it translated to?
It's Yoruba.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh, there's
Okay.
Yoruba in the play. There's so much in this play. There's Yoruba.
There's loads of layers, loads of different things going on. I'm very excited about this. Actually.
It's a bit intense. I feel sorry for everybody, but we're doing it, so it's cool.
It's happening either way, one way or another. It's happening. Yeah. You won the Alfred Fagan Award for Best New Play, and that was for Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope, yeah. So a different play, yeah. I won it last year, and that was a really life-defining moment for me. It was a really beautiful time. I mean, I started writing when I was really young, actually, and then I stopped. I've always been obsessed with stories and books. Like I was the kid that my parents would like turn off the lights, and then I'd go under the duvet and I'd like read with a flashlight. Like I was that person. And I used to like watch episodes of TV and then go finish off how I would like them to go. But when I got to as I got older, I thought I had to choose, how I tell stories, and I decided, I was only going to do things in one way, and that meant a lot of things. It meant I put down music, I put down writing and I just focused on acting. And I got myself into a process. I got myself into a situation where I was just waiting for people to say yes to me and to accept me. And I let myself believe that people allowed me to tell stories, and it was their choice whether I did or not. And at one point, I remember I'd done a certain amount of jobs and I'd done loads of things. And I was like, isn't there meant to be some kind of progression here? Isn't there meant to be a more exciting way to, like, some more stories here or whichever? And I remember like going to a computer and researching, and I remember looking like, what are Black actresses my age doing right now? What are the parameters? What are the stories we're telling? Like, do I have to wait until I'm old? Like, when do I get to do something meaty or juicy? Like, who is telling stories for me? And then I started to look at who inspires me, and then I was like, actually, all the people that inspire me are agents of their own, of their own narrative. They are writing, they are producing, they are making these things. And actually, I was like, actually, that's all it is, really, us making things and then putting them on and then telling people, like, watch this. And then I was like, I realized I had cut myself off because I was afraid that I would not be allowed in. And actually, I decided, there's a seat at the table, and then there's going out and carving your own damn table. And I think I realized that could be done. And what has been really amazing in the last few years as a writer, and there's writing on this and there's writing on other things, other things, whether it's film or TV or whichever, is it's being like, the story is more powerful if it's not just my face, that they see. I want them to see many faces. I want them to see more people. And so, I don't even know where that question started. I'm just saying words.
No, but it's so interesting because it's so important to kind of create your own story, because you're so right. There's so many stories that we have to take on, but your stories are just as important. They should be heard, they should be seen, and it also creates new opportunities.
And collaboration is like the most exciting thing about everything we do. Like, gosh, like if it's just me doing so, like the most interesting part is how we work together. That's the love of it all, right? It's like birthing an idea and then seeing it in somebody else's eyes or like somebody else's work. That is also really exciting. So that's been amazing.
So my first one is your favorite theatre space.
Well, no, I have to say the Bush because I'm here and my play's on there. I'm not an idiot. It is the Bush because they've commissioned my first play and I was so damn grateful. It's the Bush.
And your favorite theatre show, so not this show, but just a show in general?
Oh, I watched Feast at the Young Vic years ago. It really inspired me, really changed me. I watched Misty, and I found that really, really powerful, and that really inspired me as a writer as well. And then I also actually I watched Oedipus when I was really, really young, when I was like 15, and I love Greek tragedy. I really do. So that as well. Yeah.
Perfect. Your dream guest, so someone you would like to see your play, and they can be dead or alive.
Viola Davis. Where is she?
I know. She needs. Please let her come.
Please just come. Viola Davis or Shonda Rhimes or who else? I have so many people that I'm obsessed with. Honestly, I'm just obsessed with all the creators and producers. I mean, I wish Aretha Franklin could see more. That would be Nina Simone. Sorry. Okay, I'm now just getting
all the greats.
Yeah, the greats.
Your proudest career moment to date?
There's two, right? There's walking on stage at the National, on the Olivier stage, in Standing Sky's Edge.
Yeah.
And singing I Hear a Songbird's Melody, and she's singing just for me. And there's winning the Alfred Bacon Award.
Both great moments, honestly.
Yeah.
My very last one before you go is the person who's had the greatest impact on your career.
I would say my husband. Well, you know what? Let me say no. It's my husband. He will journey with me. He will sit with me. He will listen to everything. He will read all the scripts. He will come to the previews. He will see shows multiple times. He is he is, you know, my biggest supporter, and he is my purpose partner, and I am able to do great things with him. And then I'm also just going to say, I genuinely believe that I have one of the most supportive families in the world. And I don't know what I'd do without the way my parents have spoken into my life, and the way my brothers hold me, and my in-laws. Like, we don't do it in my family, we say no in-laws, but my brothers and sisters hold me in a situation. Like, you know, whenever I'm in a room, they're also in a room. My family and my husband are always there with me. Yeah.
Support system is key to life.
It's everything.
So, yeah. So I'm going to let you now go back to rehearsal. Thank you so much. Thank you.